with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And that's a run that will energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
40 got it. 40 got it. Switch.
On first down, Swift. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Defensively, it was Avonte Maddox with a tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Now this throw caught left side, and past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
22. Check. Small. 99. Check 99. Shift. Hurry.
They'll run on first down. Swift, he'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. He's got the first down and more past midfield. The 30, 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. People will kiss it on the ground.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play in that situation.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big play there for the Lions. 41 yards.
And the Lions first down.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Hey, Alpha.
Now Scarborough. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
56 to my boy, 56.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And he's got it. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. They'll run for it with Bo Scarborough, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Check 15, check 15. 22.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Lions have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Eagles 7. Prater to kick off for Detroit.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because...
That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
To throw, it's Wentz. Got a man open, it's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Elliott good with a PAT. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good first down call as the screenplay gets them 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here, 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Hey, 54. Hey, 56. Check 56. Big 20.
To throw is Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Check 13. Check 21.
They run. This is Scarborough. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
Switch.
On first down, Swift. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Double right. Hey. 56. Check 56. Here we go. 22. Go here.
From the 39, Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first. This is intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back.
He's got a man, complete, past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes as his guys are able to regain the lead.
But this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield, and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's our time. 53, ready.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check 4.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. An update from Buffalo. The Bills have taken the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. From just shy of midfield, Wentz. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Wentz going to throw. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A big pickup there for the Eagles' 1st down, 18 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. 23 yards, the final tally.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't they? And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Here comes the Lions punter now. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside. The 40.
First and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you call multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run a mid-order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach in it?
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Throwing on first is Wentz. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On play action, Wentz. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
They'll try the left side. Swift. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw is Wentz. It's caught by Jackson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he gets it down to the 32. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Here's Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is caught by Jackson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Stafford. Space to maneuver at the 40. James has got it. Complete. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Ready? 180. Hey, check.
They'll run on first down. Swift. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
56, the mic, boys, 56.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never play their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 3rd and long, it's Stafford. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Danny Shelton coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Sanders. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquise Goodwin, 79 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
On second down now, Swift. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point good by Prater. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And that will shave one more off this lead. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Solid.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. One play has them to the 37 here for first and 10.
Here we go. Check 26. Easy, alert!
Right back to him on first down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Big 20. Wide, get wide. Tighten up. Zero.
On third down, Swift. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Great 57. Recon, 132 fighter.
Wentz to throw. That's caught by Jackson. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Got to be feeling confident they're going to get off the schneid. An old coach told me he calls this a relief win. 0-3 would have been bad. You get to 1-2, you feel a lot better, don't you?
That is so true, and you feel better about yourself. You think to yourself, okay, we're still in the playoff hunt. We're not out of it at 0-3. But the other part, too, it leads to doubt about your system, leads to doubt about your coaches. They don't have to worry about that now. They can move forward.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
On first down, Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.